Ladies and gentlemen, dirt warriors, and weekend trailblazers, buckle up because today, we're ripping the lid off the most anticipated resurrection in off-road history, the 2026 Honda XR350R. That's right. The legendary XR350R, the bike that defined unbreakable reliability and pure, unfiltered trail domination back in the 70s and 80s, is roaring back to life after decades in the shadows. Honda didn't just dust off an old blueprint. They've forged a mid-size monster that's equal parts nostalgia and next-gen fury. If you've been craving a dual-sport beast that can conquer single-track hell 1 minute and cruise the blacktop the next, this is your wake-up call. We're diving deep into every curve, every spec, every game-changing tweak that makes this XR350R not just a bike, but a revolution on two wheels. Let's throttle in. Picture this. You're staring down a gnarly rock garden, roots snaking like veins across the path, and the air thick with that electric buzz of adrenaline. The 2026 XR350R doesn't flinch at charges. Honda's design team channeled the soul of the original XR while wrapping it in modern aggression that's as functional as it is fierce. The frame? A lightweight aluminum twin-spar setup, shaving nearly 10 pounds off the old-school steel designs, clocking in at a featherweight 285 pounds wet. That's agility you can feel. Folks nimble enough to flick through tight switchbacks without breaking a sweat, yet stout enough to shrug off crashes like they're love taps. The silhouette screams classic XR heritage, high fender up front to plow through mud, a tucked-in tail for that razor-sharp profile, and tank graphics that pay homage to the 76 model's iconic red-white-blue stripes, but with a matte black twist for that stealthy, modern edge. Ergonomics? Honda nailed it with a 34.8-inch seat height that's welcoming for riders from 5 feet 6 inches to 6'12", and adjustable foot pegs that let you dial in your stance for hours of abuse. No more numb legs after a 100-mile loop. This bike's built to keep you glued in the fight. But let's talk heart, the engine that's got enthusiasts drooling. Under that sleek belly sits a brand new 349cc liquid-cooled single-cylinder thumper. DOHC with 4 valves, pumping out a ferocious 42 horsepower at 8,500 RPM and a torque curve that's pure silk from idle to. Redline, 28 pounds FT peaking at 6,500 RPM. Honda's engineers ditched the old air-cooled vibe for this liquid setup, complete with a radiator shroud that's as tough as nails and vents heat without cooking your boots. Fuel injection? Oh yeah, GM FE system with a 36mm throttle body for crisp, instantaneous response, no matter if you're cracking it wide in the desert or feathering it through technical rock. And get this, it's Euro 5 Plus compliant out of the gate, sipping just 45 mpg on the highway, so you can stretch those legs further than ever. The 6-speed gearbox shifts like butter, with a slipper clutch to tame those downshift whoopsies, and a chain final drive that's sealed and oiled for minimal maintenance. This isn't just power. It's power with purpose-smooth low-end grunt for crawling over logs, mid-range punch to blast sand washes, and a top-end howl that hits 105 miles per hour if you dare take it to the pavement. Suspension? Where the XR350R truly flexes its muscles. Up front, a 43mm Showa inverted fork with 11.8 inches of plush travel. Fully adjustable for compression, rebound, and preload. Dial it soft for buttery whoops or stiffen it for high-speed rutted fire roads. Rear? A ProLink single shock, again Showa magic, delivering 12.2 inches of wheel travel with the same triple adjustability. It's a setup that's telepathic, soaking up chatter like a sponge while keeping the rear end planted when you're railing berms at ludicrous speeds. Brakes? Nissan 2-piston calipers biting 260mm pedal rotors front and 240mm rear, with ABS that's switchable off for the trails, on for street sanity. And the wheels, 21-inch front and 18-inch rear, laced to alloy hubs, wrapped in knobby IRC tires that grip like Velcro on loose gravel. Honda even threw in tubeless rims as standard puncture your sidewall mid-ride. Just plug and go, no roadside drama. Now, the new features, oh man. This is where the 2026 XR350R leaves the competition choking on dust. First up, Honda's HRC-inspired traction control system, a 6-axis IMU that reads lean angle, throttle input, and terrain vibes to modulate power delivery. Slide wide on a slippery route? It feathers the throttle just enough to save your bacon without killing the fun. Then there's the Ride Mode's 3 presets. Trail for all-day versatility, Sand for loose surface sorcery, and Rally for that high-speed stability kick. Select via a thumb switch on the bars, and a crisp LCD dash lights up with real-time data. Speed, RPM, fuel gauge, trip computer, even a lap timer for when you're pushing limits at the track. Speaking of the dash, it's a 5-inch TFT screen, sunlight readable, with smartphone connectivity via Honda's RoadSync app. Mirror your nav, track rides, or beam GoPro footage straight to your phone. Lighting? LED all around. A projector headlight that pierces fog like a laser, plus taillight and signals that won't quit in a downpour. And for the eco-warriors, regenerative engine braking that feeds a trickle back to the battery, extending range on those multi-day adventures. Asterisk comfort and practicality? Honda didn't skimp. The seat's a sculpted gel foam number, 1.5 inches thicker than stock CRFs, with gripper cover to lock you in during slides. Handguards are standard branch-busting aluminum units, and the fuel tanks bump to 2.6 gallons, good for 110 miles per tank. Electricals are sealed against water, with a 12 volts outlet for powering your action cam or phone charger. It's street legal from the factory, turn signals, mirrors, horn, the works, so you can plate it and ride to the trailhead without a trailer. Weight distribution? 52/48 front bias for that planted feel. And the low center of gravity means even noobs can toss it around with confidence. Honda's reliability shines through with a wet sump oil system that's overfilled for 50 hours between changes, and a maintenance-free belt. Weight, no chain, but with an automatic tensioner that self-adjusts. Bulletproof? This thing's forged in Valhalla. Asterisk price and launch. The moment you've been waiting for. Honda's dropping the hammer with an MSRP of $7,999, yes. Under $8 grand for this tech-loaded terror. That's a steal compared to the KTM 350 EXCF's $11,000 tag, and it includes a 2-year unlimited mileage warranty. Colors? 3 options. Rally Red, that fiery classic. Matte Gunmetal Black, Stealth Mode activated, and Glacier Silver, clean and mean. Launch date? Mark your calendars for March 1st, 2026. Dealers start taking pre-orders January 5th-10th, with first shipments hitting showrooms nationwide. Supplies will be tight, so if you're serious, get on that waitlist now. Honda's projecting 5,000 units for the US in year 1, and trust me, they'll vanish faster than a desert mirage. So, what's the verdict on this reborn XR350R? In a world of bloated superbikes and fragile enduro rockets, the 2026 Honda XR350R is the everyman's legend, affordable, indestructible, and insanely capable. It's the bike that bridges generations. Dad's tailies of 80s XR glory meet your weekend warrior dreams, all wrapped in tech that punches way above its weight class. Whether you're a seasoned hair scrambles vet or dipping your toes into dual sport life, this machine will hook you harder than a cliffhanger single track. Honda, you absolute geniuses, welcome back XR. Who's ready to rev up and ride? Hit that like button if you're pre-ordering, subscribe for more off-road epics, and drop in the comments, what's your dream mod for this beast? Until next time, keep the rubber side down. Or not. Peace. Hold on, let's linger on that design a bit more, because every inch of the XR350R is a love letter to off-road purity with a futuristic wink. The swing arm? Elongated by 0.8 inches for better rear-wheel traction, hydroformed for strength without the heft, and finished in a durable powder coat that laughs at corrosion. Front-end geometry. 27 degrees of rake with 4.3 inches of trail. Razor-sharp steering that's stable at 60 miles per hour highway cruises, yet twitchy enough for slalom sections. The tank's ergonomic swell fits your knee like a glove, and under the seat? A toolkit pouch big enough for tire irons, plug wrench, and your emergency Snickers bar. Honda even sculpted the airbox intakes low and forward, pulling cool. Dense air for that extra 2% efficiency boost. Small tweak. Massive gains when you're grinding out a 200-mile iron butt-style trail fest. Asterisk. Diving deeper into the engine bay. That 349cc mill isn't just bigger than the XR250's old heart. It's a ground-up redesign with titanium valves and a forged crank for rev-happy durability. Bore and stroke? 81mm by 68mm, square-ish for that broad power band, no peaky power that leaves you lugging in the low stuff. The counterbalancer shaft hums away vibrations, so your hands stay fresh after throttling through miles of washboard. Exhaust? A stainless steel header feeding a compact silencer with removable baffle quiet for neighborhoods, roar for the wild. And the oil cooler? Tucked neatly behind the down tube, it keeps tongue ice cold even in 100-degree Baja runs. Asterisk competition check. Against the Yamaha WR250R? The XR's got double the torque and better tech. Beta 350RR? Similar power, but Honda's resale holds like gold. KTM? Fancier, but twice the price and thrice the maintenance headaches. At $7,999, it's a no-brainer value bomb. Asterisk final thoughts? The 2026 XR350R isn't reviving a ghost, it's summoning a titan. Launching March 26, it'll redefine mid-size mastery. If this doesn't light your fire, check your spark plug. Ride hard, ride safe, see you on the trails. Asterisk.